obsessed with you in dating and in marriage. And I'm going to give you a man's perspective on exactly what he's looking for when he's considering the woman he desires. So I'm Coach B, former lifelong bachelor, of course. This evening, I'm doing it by myself. My wife is relaxing and taking a break. So, ladies, make sure that you take your break, that you relax, that you don't just find yourself running around. It's good to just get rest and relax. So, she's just chilling tonight, but definitely appreciate everyone that's on tonight as well. We're going to jump right into the points tonight. So make sure you get your pen and pads. Also, make sure you ask those questions that's been on your heart to ask. I'll give you 3 points about exactly how a man thinks when he's attracting the woman that he desires and what causes him and what triggers him to be obsessed with you. So I'll jump right into the first point on what causes a man to be triggered to be obsessed with you. And the first point, be mysterious. Definitely you don't want to be in your hiding energy. You don't want to put walls up. You don't want to just make it hard for him, but you do want to be mysterious. What being mysterious does for the man is it causes him to continue coming back. So you want to show things even when it comes down to how you look. You want to show that you have a shape, but you don't want to overdo it and have, your butt hanging out, having body parts hanging out or anything like that. Because if everybody has access to it, then it's nothing special for him. It's not going to cause him to be obsessed. But what you do want to do is you want to make sure you're not just giving everything. You're not telling him everything, your life story. You're not going through and just, blabbering everything out to him because you really like him. You trust him. He's so easy to talk to. So now you just feel like, okay, I'm going to tell him everything. And now he's looking at you like, who are you? Why are you? I don't even know you. You telling me everything? It's nothing for me to come back for. I may come back to sleep with you. I may come back just to get what I want out of it. But as far as really being obsessed with you, it's nothing left to the imagination. So you have to make sure that you stay mysterious as you're getting to know him. Don't always be available. Don't always answer his call when he's calling 10, 11, 12 o'clock. Have those boundaries in place so when he calls, he understands. You're not available anytime he's available necessarily. You have a life, you have things going on. You don't have to go through and tell him everything that's going on in your life. Okay, well, I get off at 5. When I get off, it takes me about 45 minutes to get home. Then once I get home, I'm going to make something to eat. Then, I usually relax. Then I'll go to the gym. So you can call me at 8. No, that's too much. That's too much. If you want to talk to him at 8, just let him know I'm available between 8 and 9. Keep it real simple. A lot of times we can overshare, especially when we get excited. We get excited, we just want to tell it all. We just, okay, especially when you're talking to people that you're comfortable with, you're talking to your friends. It's like, okay, sit down, let's talk. I just got a lot on my heart to talk about. Men are not the ones that you want to have those conversations with, because men that are pursuing you, men that look at you as a potential wife, they don't want to be your sounding board in a sense of you're just telling them everything that's going on. Be calculated in how you approach it. That'll allow you to stay mysterious, but also it's allowing him to get to know you. You're giving him bits and pieces of your life. You're not just, okay, I like you. You look nice. You're provider energy guy. Just like Coach Tosh and Coach B said, look for this provider energy guy. You're that guy. So, are you free tomorrow? Let's go meet the kids. No, we're not doing that. They still have to continue to show that not only are they the provider, but that you're a match for each other, that they're pursuing you. Not only like you, people like a lot of people. People like things, but until they make that decision and you all agree that you're dating for marriage, then make sure they don't have just complete access to you whenever they want you. Here you come. So the first point in triggering him to be obsessed with you is stay mysterious. Again, mysterious isn't putting walls up. It's not undersharing, but it's just you giving him bits and pieces, allowing him to continue to pursue you, come after you, show that he wants to be with you. Then you start showing more. Then you do more. But don't just come out day one, day two, day three, just giving him everything and showing him everything. So before I get to the second point, I see some of the ladies that's in the Feminine Energy Academy. Dana, she's on here. So just welcome in. We're going to get to these 3 points. We're going to answer your questions and we're going to help you ladies understand exactly how to trigger a man in a healthy way, not just triggering him and now you're going back and forth and now things aren't good anymore. No, we're helping you to trigger men in a positive way, in a healthy way that'll draw them closer to you. You don't have to manipulate. We don't do any manipulation over here, but we use our energy and the skills and the tools that we learn in the Feminine Energy Academy, like Coach Tosh shares with the ladies within the Feminine Energy Academy. So I'll give you some of that today. And again, this Saturday, real quick, we have a masterclass with Coach Tosh. The masterclass, you'll have to kind of remind me of what the masterclass is. I'll give you more details on it. So stick around. Let me get to point two, how to trigger a man in a healthy way to be obsessed with you. And this is a no-brainer. Number two should have been number one to me. But number two, look good, smell good, carry yourself well. For men, I don't care how often you dress up, you look good, that never gets old for men. You looking good as someone he's pursuing is always going to be the trump card. You can have a great personality, you can have a great career, you can have a master and a bachelor's, and you can be working on your PhD or your law degree. But if you don't look good, smell good, carry yourself in a feminine way that really attracts him, then you don't even get past point one, point A. So that is the priority. So it's taking care of your body, taking care of your skin, taking care of the things that he's really looking at, and also being in shape, right? Because you can smell good and look good. And what they'll say is, and this is what men say all the time, oh, she's got a nice face. She's got a pretty face. If a man is saying you have a pretty face and stops there, then it might be a couple other areas you really want to focus on. And a lot of times that's really being in shape and making sure you carry yourself and dress in a way that's appropriate, but it's also allowing him to see, okay, she's got a nice shape. She's not overdoing it, but I see what's underneath there. And that was me with my wife. I saw what was going on. That was part of the thing that attracted me initially. Then once I got to know her, it was like, okay, this is the woman that I want to be with and I have to be with. And that's when things really just picked up. But that triggered me to really be obsessed with her and to pursue not only a relationship, because a man that's obsessed with you isn't just trying to have a relationship with you, someone that he likes, someone that he enjoys being around. It's not just we're boyfriend, girlfriend. No, he's going to be moving quickly because he wants to make sure that no one else can claim you. So you may date and talk. And what happens with these guys, and this is before I get to point three, what happens with these guys is they move quickly. I mean, these guys are moving and you're looking like, what's the rush? If you haven't been pursued by a healthy masculine energy man. A healthy masculine energy man doesn't have time to waste. He's not trying to play the field. He's not trying to figure it out. He's a quick decision maker when he sees what he wants. And that's what makes him successful, right? He's successful because even in business, he's able to make decisions quickly. He's able to look at a situation and he's able to see, okay, this is something that I need to pursue or this is something that I don't need to pursue. So if you find yourself being pursued by guys who may move slow, move their feet slowly, who aren't really they're still trying to figure out, we might need about 6 or 8 months of living together or, let's date for a couple of years before I know if you're the one. What those guys are is they're time wasters And in their life, if you look at the patterns in their life, they don't make decisions quickly. It's a lot of chaos in their life. And you want someone who's making a decision quickly, not to say that they have to get married to you, but they see you as a potential person that they can marry. You've triggered something in them to be obsessed with you. So now they're like, okay, I really need to pursue her. I'm changing my schedule. I'm moving states like I did. I moved to where my wife was. She wasn't my wife at the time, but I moved to another country, going back and forth to another country to make sure that I secured her, to make sure that she understood that I was all about her. And I was looking to see if not only my attraction that I was attracted to, we already knew that, but it was like, now let's see if we're compatible. Now let's see how she is on a day to day basis, how she moves, how she responds in certain situations. And those things you can't see until you're in their presence. So not only did I make a decision quickly after we reconnected, but I also made sure that I was looking for signs of health because I knew she looked good. Now it's like, let me look for signs of health in her life. So if guys are pursuing you quickly, don't back away. Look and see, is this guy a healthy masculine energy guy? And if he is, that's normal. Now you have to make sure you're doing the things to keep him obsessed. So those are the first 2 points. Definitely we'll make sure we answer those questions for you, lady, as well. So also get any questions that you have, any questions relating to the 3 points that I'm giving now, or just questions that you've been holding in, waiting for Coach B to come on and talk so you can get these questions answered. So get those ready. And we have our son moderating today. So definitely help me out. Put the questions to the top once we get to that point, if you could, for me. So definitely those 2 points are the top, but I want to finish my 3 points and make sure you ladies understand how important it is to know a man's psyche when you're looking to trigger him in a healthy way to be obsessed with you. And the third point, make him feel good in your presence. Trust me, making a man feel good does so much for him. And that could be encouraging him. That could be just making him a meal. That could be so many different things. But when you make a man feel good, it makes him want to be around you, for one. Because most people, and I'll say men in this situation, but most men thrive when they're around people, specifically women that they're pursuing or women that they're married to, women that they're dating for marriage. When you're their biggest cheerleader, when you're in their corner no matter what, when they may have had a rough day on the job, they may have just gotten fired from work, a deal might not have gone through, and you come and say, you know what, babe, don't worry about it. You got this. I believe in you. I trust you. I'm going wherever you go. When you have that response and when he knows that he can get that from you, that man will be obsessed being in your presence, because men are just looking for peace, and men need to be around people that, especially women that are encouraging, because so much goes on during the course of the day at work, so much goes on just in life. Men are just sitting around, and this is myself as well. We're sitting around thinking about, okay, tomorrow at 2 o'clock, what's going to happen? Make sure this happens. Do I have to pay this bill? Okay, do I need to call this person? We're thinking about all of that. So if some things are working out during the course of the day, some things aren't, which is normal. But when they come home to you, or when they talk to you, or when they meet up with you, if you're dating, and you just have a smile on your face, and you're just encouraging them, and you're just telling them how great they are as a person, how much they're taking care of the family, and you're just a person that does everything, and they love you for it, and you love them for it. That man will stop. He will stop wind, and I don't know who's able to. I haven't found anybody any human that's able to with their hands. He'll stop wind with his hands to make sure you're safe. He'll do whatever it takes. He'll build out that bathroom you've been asking him to do. He'll put an extension on the kitchen like you want him to. He'll go on the roof himself and he'll fix the roof for you. He'll buy that car or get underneath that car and he'll change, your oil. He'll change your alternator. He'll put an engine in your car. But you have to make him feel good. And understanding that triggers him to be obsessed with you, you're so much ahead of the game because most people know, people say it, but once you start actually embodying these things and doing them so normally, because men can tell if you're just going through the motions, if you're just doing it because you want something out of it. But if you're truly doing it from your heart, then that man will do anything for you. So let me go over the 3 points one more time for you. The first way to make a man obsessed with you is to be mysterious. Again, being mysterious isn't being in your hiding energy or anything like that. That's just slowly revealing parts of your life to him. He hasn't earned knowing everything about you because, he has a nice smile or because he bought you dinner or anything like that. Make sure you're mysterious and you allow him to pursue you. Don't give everything up at the beginning. And when I say everything, I mean everything. We talk about that with our rotational dating. Stay away from sleeping with these guys because it puts you at the back of the line and they put you in a category and in a box of, okay, this is when I want to sleep with someone. So stay away from that, but stay mysterious. Second point, make sure you look good, smell good, and take care of yourself. Like I said, number two should have been number one to me, but we'll keep it at number two. But make sure you always look good in his presence. And we understand that it's not that you're always going to be dressed in the nines or, you're going to have your makeup just spotless or anything like that. But it comes down to taking care of yourself, making sure you're presentable at all times. And then when you're going out and doing something special, then that's when you shut down. That's when you shut down the city. Okay, that's when you make sure you pop out and you looking so good that even you have women that are coming over to you complimenting you. That's how good you want to look. And the third point is make sure you make him feel good. You make him feel good, that's going to trigger him to just be obsessed with you. It's going to be like, I've never met anyone like this before. And I can say that for myself with my wife. That's what it'll make him see and say, I've never met anyone like this. I can't lose this person. I have to be around this person. And as they're around you, they're going to see even more of who you are. Because again, a lot of stuff attracts him, but who you are is what keeps him. So make sure you write those 3 points down. Make sure you remember those 3 things when it comes down to triggering him to be obsessed with you. And we have a couple other people on here. Before I get to the questions, I want to give a shout out to all the ladies in the Feminine Energy Academy that are on here. I think we have Lena on here as well. Good evening to you all. Let's get those questions ready. I have a few questions that I want to share so we can make sure we get some answers to these, because a lot of ladies are healing. A lot of ladies in the Feminine Energy Academy are dating now. They're seeing so many things change in their life. And even the ladies that watch our content that may not even be in the Feminine Energy Academy, they've seen so many victories. But now the questions start coming up. Okay, this happened. What do I do? This happened. What do I do? Because you've been healed. Now you're attracting all these provider energy guys. And now it's like, okay, how do I respond in this situation? So I want to make sure I get to these questions. I believe that's Rosie. How you doing, Rosie? If you have a question, I'll get to it. I'm going to pull it up on my phone to make sure I'm able to see it clearly. But the first question that we have is, if a man cancels a date last second, okay, I see where we're going with this one, but wants to reschedule, how do I respond? Well, it's always context to it. But first off, thanks for the question. Secondly, if a man cancels a date last second, Now, I don't know everything that led up to that. Man, he can be at work, something can happen with the kids, but you want to make sure, first off, that you're rotationally dating. When stuff happens, you want to make sure you're not phased. You want to make sure this isn't something that throws you off. Now you're sitting in your room just thinking, looking at the ceiling. You're just sitting there waiting on him to text back or anything like that. No, you're rotationally dating, so you're not moved when anything happens. I don't care if they cancel last second. Now, if they cancel last second and they follow up with a phone call, they don't not canceling last second with a text message, not canceling with an email or just reaching out to you a day after and saying, you know what, last night something came up. I'm sorry about it. First, the way they cancel matters because legitimately things happen. But you want to make sure if they cancel and it's last second, first you have a conversation with them. You have a conversation with them, and if you're still interested in them, have a conversation with them, allow them to say their piece. I don't want you going and telling them how you feel. Just, you're hurt, you were waiting around, you put on your best outfit, you got a babysitter, your mom came over and watched the dog. Don't tell them all that. They don't need to know all that. They don't need to know anything. As a matter of fact, it's not about what you did. It's their opportunity potentially, and it was your opportunity to see if you even want to have a conversation with them after this. And if you're talking to them and they tell you something that feels like, okay, this may be true, or whatever the case is, I would say don't jump back into it and just reschedule a date. Take your time. We have to go through this process again. Now you may want to see if you can trust this person. Talk to them, FaceTime them a couple of times, and see if it's someone that you want to even move forward with. Because a lot of times, these signs at the beginning, even though they may seem small, and even though they may have a legitimate reason why they didn't go on that date with you, you want to proceed and make sure you're not just jumping out there because they apologize. So if you want to give them an opportunity, have a couple conversations with them, but continue rotationally dating, and continue just detaching from these guys as far as emotionally. Don't emotionally connect and, I'm feeling good about this, so I'm just going to give them another chance. No, don't allow your emotion. Don't be led by your emotions, because we all have emotions. We're going to be emotional, good or bad, but don't be led by your emotions. Continue rotationally dating. And if you decide to give him another chance, then have your boundaries in place. Have things set up where if things happen this way, great. But if they don't, okay, I'm moving on. This isn't for me. Enjoy your life. Enjoy dating. Right now, I'm just looking to date with intention, dating to marry. And right now, it seems like you may be too busy, a lot going on. So I respect that. Enjoy yourself and just move on. Don't even worry about it. So we have another question. I'm not able to pull it up on my phone, but it looks like it says, this is from God is Good. What does it mean when a guy is constantly watching and staring at you at work every day, but he doesn't approach you? What does it mean when a guy is staring and he's looking at you, but he never comes over and approaches you? It can mean a lot of things, but what guys do in most cases, first they're checking you out. And they're not checking you out for weeks or months as far as like making eye contact and just watching you. Those guys that are confident and interested understand that other guys are watching you as well. So they'll really come over and pursue you. But in this case, what it sounds like, if he's watching you and hasn't approached you, a few things. For one, he may not be confident. And it's not he's intimidated by you, but he may just not be a confident guy. He may be a guy who's used to women coming over and talking to him. What he may do is he may be the type of guy who, if I look at you, then you come and talk to me. And until you come and talk to me, then I'm just going to chill. So he could be a guy who's in his feminine in that way, especially if he's a guy that women consider attractive or has a lot of good stuff going on in the sense of, they know he's a provider, that he has money or anything like that, he may be used to women approaching him. But in this case, your job is to just not even worry about it, because guess what? God is good. No, don't worry about it, because if he doesn't approach you, it's nothing lost. You don't want to waste your time trying to figure out, why isn't he approaching me? Now you can do a couple of things. If this is something that you find a lot of men doing towards you, where a lot of men look at you but they don't come over and approach you, it could be some things within yourself. It could be how you're looking, how your face is looking. Like, do you have the resting bee face? Or, do you just have that demeanor, or you're that type of person where, don't come say nothing to me? And if men see that, then they won't come say nothing to you, because your energy is talking to them. So it could be a lot of things. It could be some areas within yourself that you want to look at and say, is this a consistent pattern? But if it's a one-off and he's the only guy doing this, everybody else, nobody else has a problem approaching you, then it may be just something in him where he's not confident, or it's something, he's in his feminine, he's used to women approaching him. But always, and I tell this to all the ladies, always look at yourself first. Always see, what can I do differently? Because if he's not approaching you, then it's not about you going to talk to him. It's about you figuring out, okay, why doesn't he feel comfortable approaching me? So that was a great question. Great question. And this one is from Liz. I'll just say this is from Liz. She says, "Hey, Coach B, question for you. Should I be concerned if a man mentions that he's struggling with being consistent in his life? He shows interest in getting to know me, but seems like he's not ready." Well, thanks so much for the question, Liz, first off. But if a man mentions to you that he's struggling with being consistent in his life, the only way you should be concerned is if that's your son or if that's your dad. Then you can help them out. But if it's a man that's looking to pursue you and he's telling he's telling you that he's struggling with being consistent, don't be concerned with it. But there's probably somebody who's not ready to start dating, especially dating you, because that not having consistency is something that goes in every area of your life. You can't be inconsistent in relationships, but then you're consistently coming to work on time, because that's a relationship with your job. So if he tells you that, I don't care, if he's attracted to you, he tells you, I like you, I want to be with you, but I'm inconsistent in some areas. What that screams to me as well is he may be looking for a situationship. I'm going to tell you up front that I'm not consistent, so don't expect anything more than me just reaching out every now and again. Don't expect me to commit to you. Don't expect anything, but I do like you. I like you. I want to get to know you, but I'm not consistent. So I'm not going to call you when I tell you I'm going to call you. I'm not going to follow up. We might not see each other much. I may go weeks without talking to you, but when I call you, know that I like you and I want to be with you. Don't waste your time, because inconsistent men turn into situationships. And the challenge is sometimes, because they're open, because they're direct in situations, because he was honest with me. At least he told me that he was good or he was inconsistent. I can respect his honesty, but he's going to turn into a situationship because of that honesty. So steer far away from those guys. If you're looking to trigger guys to be obsessed with you, you have standards, you have boundaries. Forget standards. You have boundaries in place. You have a love list. You know what you want. You're dating for marriage. You're not looking for inconsistencies. There's no inconsistencies in marriage. You have to be consistent as they come to make things get better and better, to grow. You have to consistently, work out. You have to consistently eat. Whenever you come out and say I'm inconsistent, you're just you're throwing it out there just so they know. They don't want to lose access to you, but they want to have something to fall back on. I told you I was inconsistent. So be careful with that, Continue to rotationally date. Don't worry about, okay, I don't want to lose access to this person. No, this person isn't ready. I'm not saying these aren't good people. Good people are inconsistent. I mean, we've all been inconsistent to different levels. So it's not about being good or bad, but you don't want to commit yourself. You don't want to move forward in any form of a romantic relationship with someone who comes out and tells you, I'm inconsistent. Stay away from it. Continue rotationally dating. Get in the Feminine Energy Academy. Listen to some audios on dating and relationship regulating the nervous system. Trust me, we have so much in the Feminine Energy Academy just for situations like this. And right now, we actually have a free 7-day trial. So we'll pin the link in the comments section, but make sure you jump in there because you don't have to accept guys or anyone, but specifically, you don't have to accept guys who aren't giving full effort, guys who are still trying to figure it out, guys who, are working on a few things. Once they get done working on it, they'll be ready. No, it's billions of men out here. And now we can date internationally like my wife and I did. Now you can meet someone in another country who's ready to get married. And you can travel, they can travel and meet you. So you don't have to wait on a man at the job who's trying to figure things out or who's inconsistent. No, make sure you get your healing so you can attract, because it's all about what you're attracting. If you're attracting guys that tell you they're inconsistent, then that's telling you something about yourself. And I love that my wife says it as well, because even before we started dating for marriage, when we first connected, there were some things in me that I was self-sabotaging. But what she did, instead of looking at me like, okay, why aren't we moving forward? She looked internally. Some areas that she needed healing. Then she was able to attract her husband, which just happened to be me. So let's see what other questions we have. So many good questions. What does it mean when he tells you those things? I have a guy who constantly tells me his schedule. A guy who's telling you his schedule is not a bad thing, as long as he's telling you his schedule to plan stuff. But if he's telling you his schedule with the point of telling you how unavailable he is, then this guy may not be a guy that you want to even allow to pursue a relationship with you, because you want a guy that's available. And one thing we talk about so often is making sure that your schedules align, your lifestyle align. So not that being busy is bad for a guy, but what do you want out of your husband? Are you looking for someone who's home every night? Are you looking for someone who works 12 hours a day, comes home, pays the bills, takes care of you? Whatever you're looking for, then now you have those conversations to see if this person matches. But if this person is always busy, they're telling you their schedule, they're traveling, they're out of town, they don't have time for you, rotationally date, because that schedule won't change. It's not going to change, because this is someone that's pursuing the life that he desires. Not that it's going to always be that way. He may even tell you that, okay, I'm only going to have this schedule for a couple of months. But you don't want to jump into something with someone whose life doesn't align with yours, whose schedule doesn't align with yours. So continue rotationally dating. If guys if guys that you're talking to have excuses or telling you things that just don't match your life, your love list, trust me, just continue to rotationally date. There's plenty of guys out there whose schedule matches, who want to provide and take care of you, protect you. But you have to make sure that you're not giving time to people that don't match your love list. Guys that you don't see yourself potentially marrying, don't waste your time going out on multiple dates with them. It's okay when you're kind of going through your healing process and you may attract a healthy masculine energy man and you're dating different type of people. Then you may go on dates with different guys that you don't normally do. But when you're continuing to attract the same type of guys that don't meet your love list, stop it, get some healing done, and start rotationally dating. So let me see. We have a couple of great questions in here as well. Let me see which one. We did that one right there. That was a tough pill to swallow, but very true. Thank you. If he reaches back out again, should I set a boundary? And this is Liz. Liz, always have your boundaries in place. You don't want to look at a boundary like, like a roadblock where you put it out there when you're cleaning up or when you're fixing the road. No, you want to have boundaries in places at all times. So when someone comes, they already see the boundary in place. They can see that, okay, this isn't the type of woman I can play with in this area. This isn't the type of person I can just say anything to. So having your boundaries in place all the time is key. And he'll see it and notice it. So if he does come back, yes, have your boundaries in place. Have your love list so you understand what you're even looking for. Because if you don't have those things in place, everything sounds good. And we always tell our ladies, don't just listen to what he says. Watch what he does. See if he's a man of his word. See if he follows up with what he's saying. If he's just talking and telling you what you want to hear, because you have some guys who understand the game, who understand how to talk, who know how to tell you what you want to hear. Sometimes you give them the information they need and they use it on you or whatever the case is. But always see what a person does, not what they say. Have those boundaries in place, Liz. But most importantly, healing that needs to be done. Jump in the Feminine Energy Academy if you're not there. Once you get that healing, now you're able to rotationally date. And rotational dating is just like men have rosters, rotational dating is women that are dating multiple men at once but aren't sleeping with them. They're not in it to get something out of it. They're dating with the intention of, is this someone that I can potentially marry? And when they see signs of health, then they continue. When they see signs that this may not be that person, and these are consistent signs, then they just move on. It's nothing gained, nothing lost. You tried it out. You didn't sleep with him, and now you get to continue to move on and position yourself because you want to stay positioned for your husband. And if you're entangled with guys, if you're just dating guys casually until your husband comes, other guys see that, and other guys that are looking for wives, healthy provider energy men that are looking for wives won't mess with women that are casual daters. So let me see what other questions we have. Hey, Coach B, this is Khadijah. She's in the Feminine Energy Academy as well. Hey, Coach B, had a first date with a guy who so far has checked all the boxes. Great to hear. However, however is always the transition. So let me back up a little. However, he was laid off his job 2 days after our first date. We went on 5 additional dates. Man, y'all dating. So yeah, he was transparent and has a PT job, a part-time job. Let me see if it's another part to it. And savings. He didn't allow me to pay for any dates, but we had a conversation and he expressed that he should focus on stability at the moment. Said he still wants me in his life. He just needs time to get on his feet. And that's normal, Khadijah, when guys are pursuing a wife, and I don't know his situation, I don't know him, but guys want to make sure that they're stable financially. So they want to make sure that things are lined up, especially healthy provider energy men. Now, when you're talking about a man who just wants to be with you and sleep with you, I don't care if he doesn't have a penny in his pocket. He's going to be at you hard. So that's just a sidebar. But guys that are healthy, masculine energy guys, they want to make sure things are lined up before they try to take you off the market, because they understand part of their responsibility will be making sure you're taken care of, you're provided for, that they're disciplined and they're bringing stability to your life. So for him, letting you know his situation, great. He has savings, so he's able to kind of continue on with that. But of course, we all know how savings drain. They start off with a lot. Next thing you know, 6 months, a year later, you looking like, what happened? So for you, Khadijah, because I'm speaking to you, it's more about you. I know you went on 5 dates with him, but stay open, rotationally date, because for him, if he's saying that he still wants to kind of stay connected, but he's not ready to move forward in a relationship, then right now You have to allow him that space. Allow him to do what he needs to do. And don't stay connected to him in the sense of, okay, we talking, we still dating. No, you have to detach from that situation at the moment and allow him to get things right. Because even similarly, when Natasha and I first met, we talked for a couple months. Everything was great. I didn't go visit her. I wasn't moving around. I was focused on work. I was focused on things in my home city. And for her, that didn't work. She wasn't mad at me, but she said, okay, I said, you have a lot going on. I respect that, but she told me she was looking to date for marriage. So because of that, even though we liked each other, everything was great, we had to separate. She had to detach from me and go silent, which happened for 8 months. And what did that do? That triggered me to be obsessed with her. So that triggered me to make sure I did whatever I needed to do, got things in order, made sure I was able to move countries and still have income, make sure I lined things up in my life so I can move, be closer to her, because now it was on me. Both of us had already made it clear that we liked each other, but now it was on me to do what I needed to do to position myself to potentially marry her and take care of her family. So allow him that same space to do what he needs to do. Don't don't obsess about him. I don't want you on his Instagram. I don't want you following and looking to see what he's doing. No, let him get things together. And if things are meant to work out with him and he's your husband, things are going to work out. Otherwise, he's not going to be able to. If he's trying to focus on multiple things and he's not stable in his finances, then he's not going to be the man that you want him to be for you. He won't be able to be that provider, protector, man that you desire. So during this time, it's a great time. Allow him to do what he needs to do, but don't hold on to the conversations. You probably shouldn't be talking to him and dating, going out on dates with someone who's not ready to date at this moment. Not because they don't like you, but just because they're not in a position, and that burden, because he's going to always pay for it if he's a healthy masculine energy man. He's always going to make sure you're good, but he's not positioning himself to be your husband. So just in that situation, I would say pull back, rotationally date, because even though he meets a lot of the check marks, you don't know if he's your husband yet. So you don't want to just say, well, I'll wait on him because, he's a good guy and he says he wants to marry me and he's a provider. No, you don't know who your husband is. Be open to rotationally date and also continue to do the inner work in the Feminine Energy Academy. So great question, Khadijah. Who is this? This is Trey. Says, if you catch your girl deleting men's conversations, muting their notifications, and putting the snap on disappear after they view it, but she hounds you if your score goes up by 1, what would you do? Trey, thanks for the question. I think we both know what's going on. If she's hiding, and I don't know what the nature of your relationship is. I don't know if it's a situationship, if you're engaged, if you're married. But if you're not dating for marriage, then she shouldn't even be hiding it because you're not official. But if you're dating for marriage, I'm not saying how long you've been dating, but if you made it clear that you're dating for marriage and you're locked in with each other, and this is her behavior where she's hiding stuff from you, she's muting. I'm not sure much. I don't use Snap, but I understand the features, and things are disappearing as soon as she says it. She's hiding something. She got some stuff going on. She don't want you in her business in that area. She's talking to other people, which we encourage in the Feminine Energy Academy for women who are not dating for marriage or in a relationship that's leading to marriage, and they made it clear. We encourage them to rotationally date. But yeah, it just sounds like she's doing her thing, and you don't want to press her. You don't want to get in your feelings. You don't want to start asking her questions. The last thing that healthy masculine energy men do is go through a woman's phone or start asking her about who is this, who is that. If you can't trust her, then you have a decision to make. And it's best to step away because it may be something in you that you're not able to trust, but it could be her doing exactly what you're saying. But if the trust isn't there at the beginning, now you have a decision to make. Is this someone that you want to pursue a life with? Is this someone that you want to raise kids with? Is this someone you want to marry? Is this someone you want to bring around your friends, around your family? You have a decision to make, Trey. I think we both know what's going on. Khadijah, thank you. We haven't had contact since mid-June. So that's good, Khadijah. Sorry, but why would a woman delete convos? Oh, this is Trey. Thank you much for your view. We are dating for marriage, but I'm glad to know how someone else looks at it. Yeah, definitely. And, you want to make sure that you're feeling good about the relationship that you're in, that you're able to relax. No one wants to be in a chaotic relationship where you don't trust, you're waking up, you're sleeping with one eye because you're just trying to see what's going on. She laying in the bed, got the phone turned from you, texting people, laughing, joking. She doing all that, and then you ask her what's going on. She says nothing. You want to, and that can be him as well. You want to make sure that you're in a relationship because what a healthy masculine energy man does is he makes you feel safe. He makes you feel like, okay, nothing's going on. Not only does he make you feel safe, but he's actually faithful to you. He's taking care of things. He's doing things to make sure that you're relaxed. So don't even spend time in relationships or situationships because people can be married or people can be dating for marriage and still in a situationship. So it's all about the actions, not only about the title. So we have another question that I want to get to as well. Let me see what Rosie has to say before I move on. Sounds like those converts are inappropriate. Yeah, I mean, definitely that sounds like the case. So we have another question. Says, this man I've been talking to on a dating site hasn't come to see me yet. And it's been 3 months. Okay. And he will come to see me before the year is out. And he said he'll come to see me before the year is out. How long should I wait? So we're in August now, and this is for people that are watching this whenever you're watching it. So it's been 3 months. We're in August. He's giving you until December. So 7 months, 8 months, and then he'll come see you. Well, for you, that's why we always tell our ladies, first, when you're dating guys on websites internationally, first, we want to make sure that we're having phone call, FaceTime conversations, no texting conversations. A healthy man don't want to get you off the dating site quickly. He'll ask for your number after the first or second conversation just so he doesn't have to stay on there and keep you exposed to other guys that want your number. So that's the first thing. But the second thing, it's been 3 months. Let me just go back over it again and make sure I say it correctly. He hasn't come to see you in 3 months. Now, again, most healthy masculine energy men within 1 to 3 months, and sometimes quicker, they know if they want to be with you, if they want to get married to you. Then within 6 to 12 months, they're going to ask you to marry them. They're going to start, the wheels are going to start turning. So if he wants you to wait a total of 7 to 8 months before he comes to see you, then let's do the math. 7 to 8 months, now he's going to decide, now he's going to come see you. Now, if he doesn't like you, you don't like him, you've just spent 7 months talking to someone who hasn't made an effort to come see you, and now you don't like them, so now it's just 7 months that you wasted with a guy that you're not interested in or vice versa. So not to say, I'm not telling you what to do, but you shouldn't be exclusively talking to this guy. You have to have your boundaries in place. You have to have things in place so when guys are dragging their feet, so when guys are slow motion, because guys love comfortability. Guys love to be comfortable. So if he's comfortable in this situation, it's no pressure, then he's going to drag it out. That 7 months turns into a year. That year turns into 2027. And next thing you know, you've been in a 2-year relationship with someone that you've never seen. So you have to have your boundaries in place. Know your timelines. Know how long you want to talk to someone before you potentially meet them and see them. So it's not really up to him because he'll give you timelines that feel good. He'll tell you stuff just to hold you in place. Like, okay, let me tell you by the end of the year. And the end of the year is vague. He's not even able to give you specifics on when you'll be able to connect. So you want to make sure that you don't fall for that, fall for those type of situations, because all it turns into is a situationship. And situationships aren't only sexual. It can be anything that's allowing him to benefit, and you're sitting there, you're left holding the bag in those situations. So my suggestion first, jump into the Feminine Energy Academy, because we want to make sure that you have the tools that you need, so when these type of guys approach you, you have the answers that you need. You look like, okay, I've seen this play before. It's kind of like me playing football in college, and I see a certain defense. I'm like, okay, I see they're in cover 3. I see they're in that defense. I can just do this. Once you see what they're doing, it makes it a lot easier. But a lot of times we need the tools to understand, because people sometimes have it in them and understand how to manipulate situations. They know how to make things look a certain way. But the more you see that play, the more you understand, I have to remove myself, and I have to make sure that I'm not wasting my time, because most people are more concerned about them than they are you. They'll say, okay, I don't want to waste your time. At the same time, they'll waste your time. So you have to take care of self in this situation. Remove yourself. Rotationally date. Make sure you jump the Feminine Energy Academy. Listen to the dating and marriage audios. Get what you need so you can have the right response. Let me see. Rosie, she's one of our longtime followers. Welcome, Rosie. She says, I was in a situationship with a man who deleted conversations, kept notifications, and he turned out to be a player. I knew in my heart, and my instincts were right. It's exhausting. Not a safe feeling at all. Definitely appreciate that, Rosie. And what it does is it causes more wounds when you go through those situations. So when you see those signs, you want to make sure you make decisions quickly. You don't want to drag it out, say, okay, let me give them a chance. Maybe it's not what it is. You have to first, you're not even dating for marriage. So if you're just dating, or, you're just getting to know the person, it's easier to remove yourself. But the longer you delay making a decision in situations that don't feel right, the signs aren't there, you're questioning yourself. When you're having all of that, it's best to remove yourself, not only because it's them, because sometimes we have so much going on within ourselves that we're seeing things in a wrong way, and we need healing. But either way, you have to remove yourself if that's your mentality. If you're in relationships and situationships where you're just, you don't feel comfortable, you feel like they're doing something, get your healing, take care of yourself, because you don't want to get deeper and deeper into it. And now you have years of baggage from a situationship that you should have left a long time ago. Thank you. Let me see if we have any. We have so many good questions. I'm just seeing which ones I want to address first. I know we had a few that were we had a few that were at the beginning, and I didn't get a chance to. Hey, Coach B, she steps away from one episode, and you're back in the plain white shirt. Listen. I snuck in here. I snuck on camera. Got me a white shirt, and now she's watching. So, hey, we got to switch it up as well. Got to make sure I keep my masculine white tees on as well. So definitely. It's a couple more questions I want to get to. Then we're going to jump off. I know it's late on the East Coast. It's late here on the West Coast as well. But we have so many good questions. And we really wanted to jump on and talk about how to trigger a man in a healthy way to be obsessed with you. Again, we're not triggering men just to trigger them, or we're not triggering them to manipulate them. No, we're triggering them to be obsessed with you, to want to marry you, and to want to take you off the market. Let me see what other questions. I think we had one more question, and then we'll let everyone go. The best part is he accused me of being insecure. And Rosie, you don't even want to get into those back and forth conversations of he said this, or he accused me of that, or whatever the case is, when you remove yourself and you've done your healing, you're unbothered by people when they're saying things that you know aren't true, things that don't align with who you are. It's not even a conversation. You don't even give it any time because you're healed in that area, because you've done your inner work, and you're in a place where you're only attracting people that are going in the direction you're going in, people that are doing healing on their own. You'll hear noise around you, but your focus is making sure that you only connect with those people that align with who you are, where you're at now, not who you used to be, not who people knew you as, but who you are now. So definitely, we have the masterclass coming up this Saturday with all the ladies that are in the Feminine Energy Academy only. So this is exclusive to the Feminine Energy Academy. Right now we have a free 7-day trial. So make sure you jump in there right now so you can jump on the masterclass this Saturday with Coach Tosh. Your advice is priceless. Thanks so much, Rosie. Make sure you jump into the Feminine Energy Academy so you have access to the masterclass this upcoming Saturday. As well, we've done a couple of masterclasses for the men. That's in our Dating for Marriage community, where I did about an hour masterclass on just really showing and telling men how to attract the woman that you desire. And we just go into so much detail with that. But definitely looking forward to seeing you all on there. Let me make sure I know we get last second questions. I'll answer this last second question from Christ Girl. I'll answer this from you. And if you have any more, add it before we jump off. We want to get to all your questions. She said, texting a guy going on 4 months. I know Natasha is twiddling her fingers right now listening to this. Texting a guy going on 4 months, and he prefers texting. Of course he does. Don't like calls much. He makes excuses to meet. I felt something was off, and he told me he's autistic, but super intelligent, and I don't know, seems sarcastic. Hey, listen, I've worked with autistic students, so I love my autistic people. This sounds questionable, but I don't know him, so I'm going to go with what you said. And no, but if you've been texting anyone, if they're autistic, if they're not autistic, you've been texting them for 4 months. Listen, you can't have a relationship texting someone, right? You have a texting relationship. You don't know the person. You haven't met them. Just back away, jump into the Feminine Energy Academy, and this is really about going deep in understanding how to move in dating and marriage relationships. I'm not sure where this is going, the relationship is going, if you've been texting for 4 months. It sounds like he has a lot going on, but you texting and not talking, not FaceTiming. Texting should be only once or twice, then we're talking. And this is and of course we texted every now and again, Natasha and I, when I was courting her. But I texted her a couple of times. Then I was trying to get a picture. I was trying to get her phone number. I was trying to move things forward. And the only other time we texted after that was, checking to see if she was available, checking to see, if we could talk later or something like that. But we didn't. It's not healthy to have a texting conversation for 4 months, because what he can do, he can be texting 20 people for 4 months. He doesn't like talking because you have to spend time when you're talking. You have to give attention when you're talking. You can't talk to multiple people and really understand the conversation if you're on the phone with people. But if you're texting people, you can text forever. And then, maybe he'll want to meet up or whatever the case is. But for you, if he's autistic, not autistic, you have to separate yourself from that. It doesn't sound like it's going anywhere. It doesn't sound like he's talked about being with you, talked about dating for marriage. It just sounds like you're just trying to figure things out, just trying to see if he wants to get to know you. And he's taken out 4 months of your life to figure out that he still doesn't know what he wants to do with you. So if he's a narcissist or whatever he is, it's not about him right now. It's about you making a decision, stepping away, rotationally dating. But it sounds like there may be some areas that you need some healing and some understanding in understanding how to approach dating relationships that not are just dating for just us hooking up, but dating healthy masculine energy men don't have time to text you for 4 months and nothing happens. Again, those healthy masculine energy men are too busy, have too much going on. They're leading teams, they're running business. So they texting, texting all day, every day with leading to nothing. You won't find most healthy masculine energy men doing that. So yeah, in this case, that's my suggestion. Step away from it. Don't continue wasting your time. He seems like he's okay wasting his. And you want to make sure you clear the way for your healthy masculine energy husband to find you, because he won't find you if you're in the house texting him. He won't be able to see you. So do what's necessary. Jump into the Feminine Energy Academy. Trust me, so many of our ladies, we have actually in the last month, I believe we had 2 ladies that got married. We've had about up to this point this year, about 8 to 10 women that have gotten engaged. And we're talking about former women that have been in situationships, women that are single mothers, women that are in so many different situations in their life, even women from overseas, marrying internationally. We have women getting the results. So if you want the results, jump in. The link is below. If you have any other questions, jump in the academy, ask us. Make sure you private message us. Jump in, binge watch, get everything that you need, and make sure you don't find yourself in these situationships where people are just wasting your time. Okay, I don't know what's wrong with my Siri, but my son, okay, I'm just reading through it. My son texted his girlfriend for 6 months before they actually met up. He has autism. Okay, well, definitely make sure you ladies jump in the Feminine Energy Academy. We look forward to seeing you there. I'm not able to finish all the questions. Jump in, ask us in the inbox. I'll be sure to answer those questions for you. Love you all. See you soon.